Gun the day badgers, one angry pagan. So, bigger picture episode for this one. Just, just want to look at the bigger picture. And when I look around, I'm seeing the right wing, the far right especially, is extraordinarily dominant across way too many parts of the world. And so far, none of their ideas have worked for the people who voted for who for the poor people at least who voted for them. Now, the Overton window has shifted so far rightwards that people are openly talking about, Hitler being good at, good for the economy, for the German economy, openly. Like, the people are talking about this shit openly, man. Like, I don't, I don't know what people are expecting. I mean, we went for our version of Donald Trump with Boris Johnson, and look where that fucking left us. Like, I I don't understand why everyone is so obsessed with this. We need things to be cheer. We need someone who's talking cheerful. Yeah, but what? I don't understand. I honestly don't understand it. Now you can say, yeah, like that's on you. Could be. I'm just a bit weirded out by this obsession by so many people across the world, it seems, who are jumping on the bandwagon of Muslims are bad. And I'm like, have we forgotten what the Christians do and did? Really? Have we forgotten that quick? I mean, you had Robert Jenrick saying about how people with medieval ideals about women. I'm like, look who's fucking talking. Coming from a right wing that, is fairly anti-abortion. It's fairly women. It still treats women like objects. Andrew Tate, perfect example. I, I don't. I really don't understand it. I've had arguments with Muslims because they seem to have a bit of an issue with my paganism. At least some do. And that's the key part. Some. Some Muslims. No. And, folk get freaked out by me as it is. So I have this really sick feeling that the next Holocaust is going to be against Muslims. I I don't know how else to put it. And I'm not talking about in West Asia or Middle East, or or in Africa or somewhere like that. No, no, I'm talking about either in Europe or in America, or in North America. I'm really got a sick feeling that that's the kind of direction we're heading down. I'm trying to measure my words here, but sometimes there's just only one way to fucking put it. And unfortunately, this is also going to mean black people. Yeah. People whose differences are, only slightly physiologically different to us, who are Caucasian. And like, it's absurd to me that this, what it is, fuck it, it's absolutism. This absolutist, purist attitude towards humanity, towards our species. I'm getting really sick of hearing about, oh, but the grooming gangs. Yeah, fuck off. Fuck off with your bullshit. Fuck off with your bullshit. I'm not saying that there aren't grooming gangs that aren't of the from a BAME background, but majority are fucking white English people. And it's really pissing me off. Because again, Robert Jenrick talking about how Muslims have a medieval way of dealing with women, of being around women. And I'm like, have you seen rural communities in Britain and America, especially America? The the whilst we've made an effort at gender equality over the past 3 or 4 decades, like, it's still there, and apparently that's enough of a distinction for people like Jenrick to go, yeah, no, they're medieval, and it's like, no, you still want a fucking monarchy. That's fucking dark, let alone fucking let alone middle age. That's dark age stuff, man. You're a fucking moron. I just, it's really funny to me, in a way, how these people justify themselves over and over again, or try to, by going, oh, but like these young girls are getting hurt. When the numerous times throughout the rest of the year, like, white people get arrested for the same fucking offence, and they pay zero attention at all. I, it's, I mean, do you know what an argument got chucked at me was, that's been regularly chucked at me, is, oh, but it's not racism because it's against Muslims. I don't, Muslims aren't a race. No, true. The majority of Muslims aren't white skinned, are they? I mean, what about the white skinned Muslims? Are you gonna keep in the white skinned Muslims? No. And there are not white skinned Muslims. Look at Central Europe, where the border between Europe and Asia. It's just, I find it very funny. Now, as a polytheist, you know, I give, I, I think it's very well possible, considering that, like, Yeshua was a real person, and so many people believe in him, and apparently his dad, then Yahweh and Allah, sorry, not Allah, Allah, Yahweh and Allah, like, are both real, like, you know. So my understanding of the world is so fundamentally different to these people that in some ways it does leave me speechless. And I mean, it does. In some ways, it really does leave me speechless. Because I, I, I have no way of imagining how they see the world. Like, they keep this. Obviously, they describe it to me as much as possible, but I just don't. I can't see their position. It's beyond me to understand where they're coming from, because I have an understanding of the world that's not just, my individual's personal circle. Again, I go back to my education growing up. My primary knowledge base is paleontology, zoology, and evolutionary history of the world, including humans. I got to human history a bit later on, because so much before that. But like, I started paying attention to human history about 14, 15 years old. And once I got into politics, I had to start somewhere. So I started with Corbyn, but I had got past that. I've evolved. So that's something that I'm not sure I can come to terms with these with these people who argue against immigration, because they just don't understand where we came from. They think they do. They think we do. Most people seem to have this concept of being English has always been a thing. I'm like, no, he fucking has not. I mean, I can't remember the date. Hang on. When was Angoland first called Angoland? The name England is believed to have been introduced in the 1010s. Angloland. Yeah? So I'm pretty sure it's not the 1010s. I'm pretty sure it's a little bit earlier than that. So in the 10th century, not the 11th. But like, before that, it wasn't called Angloland. This country used to be split up into many, many different parts. And like, I reveal this I tell this to some people, and they're like, what? No. Yeah. So I try to argue with people who are like, oh, no, English for the English. I'm like, where do you think English people originally came from, you fucking moron? And they're like, we've always been here. No, we fucking haven't. We came from Europe, and we didn't come via Doggerland. So you can fuck off with that idea. I just... So when I get these arguments of like, oh, but these people coming over, like it's an invasion. What? These people coming over oftentimes from places we invaded as an empire. There's going to be consequences to that. But more importantly, humans migrate. How do you think we got out of Africa? Or are you one of these nutcases who doesn't believe in evolution? In that humans originally came from Africa. How do you think we got here? I'm kind of repeating myself now. I really don't like doing that, but... And this is not the subject I want to be talking about. But these same people are also the same people who are saying that climate change isn't happening. I just... We need to find a way to communicate with people in that grey area who don't know who to believe. We need to find a way to communicate properly. Yes, the right wing have got a lot of the talking points. Let's try and own these talking points. Take them on their own fucking ground. On these fucking, these immigration points. Immigration, where do you think we come from, cunt? I know beating around the bush, literally, where do you think we come from, you little prick? We're European. And where do you think humans came from to get to Europe? First civilizations were in the Middle East. Or Western Asia, it's more correctly called. So these people who think we are the very best of humanity really need to take a decent look at themselves. None of us are perfect. And all these claims of multiculturalism has failed is bullshit. Because half the time the people saying this shit are from originally in those cultures. You know? They're just trying to, make sure that like when the genocide happens, they're the ones that's not going to be joining in line. And it's like, these people do their history on what happened in Germany in the 30s and 40s. Like, there were Jewish Nazis, and they thought they were going to get away with it. No. It's going to be really it's going to be really problematic this next few years, and I seriously do worry about this increased hatred towards Islam. I mean, I'm a pagan, I'm a Germanic heathen, I'm an Anglo-Saxon heathen. My patron god is Frigg, wife of Woden. So, like, I don't have these issues with Muslims. I don't seem to have this background hatred for people with different skin colour. I don't understand what these people are talking about. How would you feel if it happened to you? Well, I've been treated by white people like shit by white people all my fucking life. I've met like maybe one or two people with different colour skin who are cunts to me. The rest of them have been very polite, really nice, good friends. Some of them, just like, I don't understand. I don't understand why people are so willing to jump on this bandwagon of fear and hate. I really don't. I don't understand where they're coming from, and that's a problem because how do we combat that? I mean, I like my general call is to attack it with facts, with the known facts. But then they make up their own facts that somehow counteract the actual facts. Like evidence, actual evidence, seems to matter for fucking shit now. People will continue to make up the bullshit. How do you combat that? And until we answer this question, the left is going to continue to fail, and the right is going to continue to roll across the world, sending us to war with China and Russia and everyone else. And more than likely sending us towards a holocaust of people of Muslim faith in the Western world. The Western world. America and fucking Europe, including the UK. I hope to the gods that doesn't happen. But I really don't understand this hatred to Islam. I understand the hatred towards Christians. And people could say, oh, you just apply that to Muslims. But it doesn't. Because there are reasons why I have issues with Christianity. Now, a lot of those issues are the same issues, pretty much, that I have with the theologies of Judaism and Islam. But, like, I have a problem with people who believe that stuff so long as they don't try to force it on me. That's the biggest problem I have with Christianity. That's the main problem I have with Christianity. Is you will believe in what we believe or you will die. Or we will shut you down. We will force you out. It's no wonder that secularism is, taking it like this country is more majority secular than it is Christian. People have over time rejected how authoritarian Christianity is, and now people in America, Europe, and the UK are trying to invoke Christian values. From my perspective, it's all fucking ridiculous, and it's all a mask to just so that we don't waste money on dealing with what needs to be dealt with, i.e., poverty and upgrading our infrastructure, but of also, and probably more importantly, preparing for what is to come. Sea level rise and the effects of climate change. No, and again, no, that doesn't just mean green energy. Oh, we're doing our wind farms, we're doing our solar farms. I don't fucking care. I want to see planning for housing that is, purposely built out above a certain point. I want to see new towns and cities that are built above a certain point. London's fucked. In the city, London's fucked. A lot of the East Coast is fucked. We could we could prepare for it now. And we might just stave off a lot of destruction. But like, no one's bothering. So, yeah. No. Let's shout about people with different fucking coloured skin, shall we? Sorry, this one has just been a bit of a rant. A 25 nearly 30-minute long rant. About me not understanding where these people are coming from. And I actually think that most people on the left don't actually understand this. So how do we on the left combat this? Because evidence isn't fucking working. Let me know what you guys think. I hate to sound so despondent in this. Hopefully my next video will be a bit more cheerful. Although, may not be, because tomorrow is the Thursday morning rant and I've got something planned for that. But I just... it's hard to feel hopeful when we're surrounded by the right wing growing everywhere. These very hostile mentalities that are growing everywhere. And again, just bringing this right back to the beginning, the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is the environment. The world we actually fucking live on. And no one is paying attention. No one important is paying attention to that. Or if they are, they don't care. We need to do something. Because this is what I've seen from the left so far. It's not good enough. And I'm not just talking about, us as individuals. As a whole, we are not good. We are not being good enough for the people we supposedly care for. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think. You tell me how we can actually try to improve things. Realistically. I'm not talking hypothetically now. Realistically speaking, what can we start doing now to combat this? Because this is really, really, really bad. And on some things, I hope for incompetence to prove failure. You can't rely on it. So yeah. My shield at your backs, guys. My sword at your service. Blessed be, badgers, and stay safe.